The Titanic disaster. On April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic left Southampton, England, on its maiden voyage to New York City. The ship was 882 feet long and weighed 46,328 tons. Over 2,200 passengers and crew were on board. First-class cabins had private parlors and marble bathrooms. The Titanic was called unsinkable. Captain Edward Smith commanded the vessel. The weather was perfect. Calm seas stretched in every direction. By April 14th, the ship was 4 days into its journey. That evening, passengers dined in the Grand Saloon. Women wore their finest gowns. Men smoked cigars. Below deck, third-class passengers sang and danced. Nobody suspected this would be their last normal evening. The wireless operators received ice warnings throughout the day, but Captain Smith maintained full speed at 25 miles per hour. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet spotted something ahead. He rang the warning bell 3 times. "Iceberg, right ahead." First Officer William Murdoch ordered the engines reversed, and the ship turned hard to port. The Titanic needed half a mile to turn. The iceberg was only about 1,312 to 1,640 feet ahead. Time slowed. The massive ship began turning, but not fast enough. The ship's starboard side scraped along the iceberg. Passengers in first class felt only a slight shudder. Some went on deck and picked up chunks of ice, laughing and throwing them at each other. They had no idea what was happening below. Below the waterline, the iceberg tore open at least 5 watertight compartments. Titanic could survive 4, but not 5. The captain ordered the lifeboats uncovered. There were only 20 boats. Together, they could hold 1,178 people. Over 2,200 were aboard. At first, passengers refused to get in. The lifeboats looked tiny, hanging 70 feet above the dark ocean. By 2:05 a.m., the last lifeboat left. Over 1,500 people remained on board. The stern rose higher. People clung to rails. Some jumped into the water. Others prayed on deck. At 2:18 a.m., the lights went out. The ship broke in half, and the bow section sank immediately and slipped beneath the surface. Hundreds were thrown into the water. Within 15 minutes, the screaming stopped. Silence fell over the water. The Carpathia arrived at 3:30 a.m. and rescued about 705 survivors. Over 1,500 people died from hypothermia. More than a century later, the Titanic still stands as one of the most haunting tragedies in history. Its story has been told in countless books, documentaries, and films. The disaster led to sweeping changes in maritime safety, from lifeboat regulations to continuous radio watches. The ship may rest at the bottom of the Atlantic, but its story lives on, etched into history, and remembered by every generation that speaks its name.